So I'm starting talking about combinations of transformations. So we're looking at this big equation on the top. And if you're looking at A, you're talking about a vertical stretch. And if we look in front of A, the piece in front of A, if there is a negative in front of A, then that is going to be a reflection on the x-axis. And a reflection on the x-axis changes all of your y values to the opposite sign. Looking inside the bracket, B is going to be our horizontal stretch. And it's going to be the opposite of whatever's happening in there. So for example, if B is equal to a half, you're going to stretch all of your x values 2 times. Okay, if your B value is 2, you're going to cut your x values are going to be a half. Okay, so usually whatever is happening inside the bracket with x is going to be the opposite. Our h is going to be our horizontal translation. And if it's positive, it's moving to the left. And if it's negative, it's moving to the right. K will be our vertical translation. If it's positive, it's going up. Negative, it's going down. Okay, so we'll move to our example. Describe the combination transformation that's being applied. So if we're looking at A, y is equal to 3 f of 2x. The 3 is going to be our vertical stretch. And our 2 is going to be our horizontal stretch. Okay, so let's write our points out. Our table of values we're just going to get from the points on the graph. So the table of value is going to be 0, 0, 1, 1, 4, 2, and 9, 3. Okay, so our vertical stretch of 3 means that we're going to times all of our y values by 3. And when we have a horizontal stretch of 2, that means we're going to either times all of our values by a half, or you can divide by 2. It's the same thing. So we're going to times all my x values by a half. So my new table is going to be 0 times a half is 0, 1 times a half is a half, 4 times a half is 2, and 9 times a half is 4.5. And 0 times 3 for our y's is 0, 1 times 3 is 3, 2 times 3 is 6, and 3 times 3 is 9. So this would be our new table, and we could draw our picture from there. Okay, for the second part of that example, I'm just going to erase. And our equation is y is equal to f and then 3x plus 6. The problem with this is we have a 3 directly in front of the 6. So we need to divide that out first. So I'm going to divide out by 3, which leaves me with 3 on the outside, x plus 2 in my inner bracket. Okay, so now that we have it written properly, this is our horizontal stretch of 3. It's actually going to be of a third, we can write it as, right? Because we're actually going to be timesing by a third. And this is going to be a horizontal translation. And it's going to go -2 to the left. Okay, so if I take my original points again, here was my original table. 0, 0, 1, 1, 4, 2, 9, 3. I just got those points off of the graph. So a horizontal stretch and then a translation. You always do stretches and reflections first and then translations after. So you have to do the multiplication stuff first and then the adding or the subtracting after. Okay, so I'm going to multiply by a third. So my new x's are going to be 0, 1/3, 4/3, and 3. And my y's still stay the same. And then my last step is, oh, sorry, this is a 0, not a 6. My last step is going to be subtract 2 from each of these. So when I subtract 2, I'm running out of space. I'll erase this right here. So my new table, my y's are all still the same. And -2 from 0 is -2. -2 plus a third is -5/3. 4/3 -2 is -2/3. And 3 minus 2 leaves us with 1. And then this would be my new table. Let me just fix this here. 1, 2. This would be my new table that I would graph. Okay, if we move to our second example, it says show the combination of transformations that should be applied to the graph of the function x squared in order to obtain the graph of the transformation. So we just got to list our transformations that are happening. So this negative in front, that's going to be a reflection on the x-axis. And let me just go back a second. Over here, if there was actually a negative here, if there was a negative in front of the number in front of this b, this would be a reflection on the y-axis. And it would change your x values. Okay, I forgot to put that in there. Okay, so this is a reflection on the x-axis, so it's going to change all our y values here. We also have a vertical stretch of a half. This 2 in front, this 2, that is a horizontal stretch. And it's of a half, right? Because if it's a 2, it's the opposite. It's actually of a half. Okay, the 4 in front, the 4 right there, that is going to be a horizontal translation of +4. And it means we're going to move to the right. And lastly, that 1 at the end, that's a vertical translation. And it's plus 1 up. Okay, so that's what all of those pieces mean there. Okay, and then the last example is when you have the original is the blue graph and they change it to the red one. We want to know all the pieces and fill in this equation. Okay, so I always start at starting points. I like to look at the vertex here and the vertex here. And I like to look at how tall this is, 1, 2, 3, 4, whereas this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it was a height of 4 and now it's 8, so it seems like it's stretched vertically. This was 4. This is 8, 2 times as big, right? So that's a vertical stretch of 2. Okay, and also, if you look at how wide, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2. So this is 8 wide, and now it's 2. So it got skinnier horizontally 4 times. So we'll put a 4 in there. Put that F because it's part of the equation. So then I have X minus, and we got to decide where it moved to. So if we count from the vertex, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it moved over to the left, 7. So that'll be a positive 7 in the equation because it's the opposite. And it also moved up 1, 2, up 2. So that's how you fill in the whole equation.